Information alone is not enough. It's using the right information at the right time to improve your life. I'm Chris. I'd like to summarise a book, Expert Secrets, the underground playbook for finding your message, building a tribe and changing the world, by Russell Brunson. You obviously need to keep putting out content, but initially the content isn't for your audience, it's for you so that you can find your message. When your messages start to polarize and you've got that polarity, then you'll find that people may actually flock to you and some may pay for your message. However, on the flip side of that, when you start to get a group following you, be aware there'll be some who aren't as keen on you. But remember, your fans, the people who actually agree with what you're saying, they'll do anything to help you. And if you can help them justify their dreams, overcome their failures and fears, and confirm their suspicions, they're true followers. Remember, people don't buy logically, they buy based on emotion. And then they, following the purchase, use logic to justify this. So move your audience to that emotional epiphany, the point that they cross and decide to take action. Every good story is built on three foundational elements: character, desire, and conflict. Think about the false beliefs that people have and how you can help them override these false beliefs. And often a story is a good way to tell that. Now, this book has a method to sell, and if you've been to any property symposiums in which they try and get you to buy something on the day and then they'll give you the holy grail to being a property investor, you'll see this selling tactic played out with expertise. Let me explain this method. First, show there's a problem, and then outline that you've got a tool that will actually help them overcome this problem, but all the pain and costs you had to go through to produce this tool. And show that this tool will make it easy for them and it'll allow them to create things that they desire. Mention that there's cheaper alternatives, but when you then add your product with other products that you can give them, you stack them all together, given a cost of each of these. Participate with the audience by getting them to agree with you. It's imperative to keep getting them to say yes, so that by the time you come to the hard sale, they've agreed with you so much they're just used to saying yes and following what you say. One way of doing this is you mention all the products and you say, I had two choices. I could either go as cheap as possible, trying to sell as many as possible, or for you today, I'm going to bundle them all together and get you to pay slightly more, but for a higher investment in yourself. Then add up all the costs of the things and ask the audience to say, what do you think it's worth? And pause, let them reflect on it. Then come in with a price that's about 10% of the total cost. The key is, though, to use the two principles of selling: urgency and scarcity. And by constantly asking that yes question over and over, they've told you yes 100 times, they'll just say yes at the end. Try and get them to challenge their concept of disposable income. So, for example, if they're spending money and it isn't helping them, let them readjust their mindset to think, okay, spending money on things that will help them grow, will, and long-term fulfillment is a good way to use your disposable income today. You may want to just give them two choices, and this goal is to really try and make them think they're crazy not to invest in themselves today. So you could say, the way I see it, you've got two choices. The first option is to do nothing. Do not take this leap of faith, this brilliant opportunity which is 100% risk-free. The second is to make a small investment today. and compare all the value you'll get in return and how much your life will improve, and just give it a shot. See if it works out. If it doesn't, you can get your money back. There's no risk. The only risk you have got is losing stress, and the only thing you could lose is stress and headaches. One of these principles is to have the 100% money back guarantee. That way, people will think they can invest, and the fact is, most people don't bother requesting the money back, even if they can. So getting people to actually give you money is a good way of making them accountable for their own goals. And at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. That's respect, inclusion, and purpose. And the key isn't actually about how much money we can make, it's about how many lives that we can impact positively. Money, after all, is just a token way of tracking this. So I hope that you found that helpful. Please comment below, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I'll see you next time.